iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Race fans, welcome in here tonight to the Chicagoland Speedway. Tonight for the Red Light Racing Scrambler Series season opener, presented by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Season 13 is about to kick off here tonight as we put the final nail in the coffin. And 4 weeks ago, the season finale at the Martinsville Speedway gave us a champion for season number 12. That champion, well, his name was Sean Butler. He won that championship after battling for 200 laps at the paperclip. Tonight, though, that slate is all wiped clean as we are getting ready. 30 drivers have logged in here tonight to battle for that pole this season to start out front here at the Chicagoland Speedway. To bring you all the racing action here for Red Light Racing, my name is Roger Muth up here in the booth, and we are getting ready. Tonight is just round number 1, and well, you look at the points standings, how they're going to break down. Well, we have 10 races, and there are some wild card races in those 10 races. We will head to tracks like Michigan, New Hampshire, Homestead, Talladega, the wild card, the Milwaukee Mile, Kentucky, Richmond. Okay, all those don't sound too bad, now do they? Well, we will also head to Road America, and the season finale, the regular season finale, we will head to the dirt track. That is Bristol. That's right, we're going to put some dirt on it, and we're going to let these boys have at it for 100 laps. That's just the regular season. How does the postseason look? Well, Worldwide Technology, Raceway, Rockingham, Dover, Nashville, and Auto Club. Those are just the races to come. But it is just about time to fire the engines here tonight. So let's head down trackside and look at that starting lineup. Starting lineup here tonight for the opening race looks like this. Taking the pole in our Sim Box Pole Award here tonight, that is the driver of car number 2. That is Michael Trevarthen. It is outside. He was one of the final 4 contenders last season, driving car number 86. That is James Skelton. In row number 2, driving car number 17 out of Ohio, this is Tim Combs. He'll roll from P number 3. And how about the driver of car number 6? That's Chris Hammett. He'll roll from P number 4. Starting back into the 5th spot, driving the 01 out of South Carolina, the Full Throttle Racing Adventure and Pixels entry. That's Richard Murdoch. He'll go 5th. 6th will go to the number 11 of Sean Single, while starting back into the 7th spot, making his Monday night debut here tonight, the driver out of New York, Vermont, driving car number 918. This is Mr. Confusion of A.J. Hamill. Back into P number 8 here tonight, driving car number 61. This is the driver out of Tampa, Florida. That's Dalton Williamson. Back into ninth, driving the Alienware number 64, that's Jason Wells. Starting back into the 10th position here tonight. Rounding out the top 10, driving car number 24, that is Zach Mitchell. Just outside the top 10, driving car number 42, hailing out of Canada. That's going to be the MK Medic entry of Max Terriol. Starting back in 12th, the Canadian counterpart, driving the Beefy Motorsports number 38, that's Brandon Feeney. He'll start back into the 12th spot. 13th here tonight on the starting lineup. Out of Massachusetts, driving the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14, that's Brian B. Yankee. And all the way out of Georgia, driving the Simbox Motorsports, Simbox Racing, number 77, that is Doug Neal. He'll start 14th. Good to see Doug Neal back behind the wheel here on Monday night. Starting back into the 15th spot, driving car number 4 here tonight, that is going to be Jeffrey Souza. And starting back into the 16th spot, the driver out of Norman, Oklahoma, driving car number 5, that is Brandon Minto. Joe Strano and the Strano Brothers Racing number 43 will roll from P number 17 here tonight, while Philly Edwards back in action this season. He'll drop the 9 in front of his number. That is the car number 73. Philly Edwards will start 18th. 19th here tonight on the starting grid. It's the Strano Brothers Racing number 3. That is Tony Strano. And making his rookie debut here tonight, the White River Esports number 912 entry. That's Mike Lemieux. And back into the 21st spot here all the way out of North Carolina, driving the Colonial Tire and Service Center number 54 of Rex Hoyle. He'll go 21st. 22nd will go to DJ Anderson in car number 51. Starting back in 23rd, Joshua Buckley. 24th will go to Ethan Troutman. Sean Butler will start 25th. He's last season's champion. Eric Johnson back into the 26th spot. Rob Higgins in 28th. 29th, the driver of car number 31, that's Dave Bragg. Kevin O'Brien, Bob Higgins, and Dan Murphy Jr. That's your starting lineup brought to us by Simbox. You don't have one, you need one. Green flag coming out this time by at the start-finish line to start the season off. Season number 13 is officially underway here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. 90 laps the distance for these drivers. Trevarthen will dive right down to the bottom side of the speedway, slides up in front of that Toyota Supra driven by James Skelton. Down the back straightaway they go. It's not a completely straight back straightaway, has a little bit of a kink to it here. And now James Skelton going to go to the bottom side of the speedway, see if he can take the lead here and lead lap number 1 of the season. It looks like he will do that here tonight to lead lap number 1. Going to be the Flowertown Animal Hospital number 86 of James Skelton. So Skelton leads the first lap, but the 3 wide battle back here. Here comes car number 6. That is Chris Hammett. He'll work to the outside down here in turn number 1. Contact sideways. Cars bouncing off each other. Caution lights are going to come on here, as that is the 61, I do believe, of Dalton Williamson, who is sitting back here. And oh boy, he's going to collect Dan Murphy Jr. also. One driver still scrolling down through the grass. I do believe that is the 62 and the 31. So a little contact here on lap number 2. Going to bring out the first caution flag of the season. See what the truck finds there between Chris Hammett and a couple other drivers. Richard Murdoch was right there. Dalton Williamson was right there. All of those drivers involved here in the first caution flag of the evening. First caution flag of the season. Let's see if we can go back here. There's contact between the Care Bears, number 11, and the Adventure in Pixels entry. And there you see the 6 car goes up into the outside wall. A couple cars getting together there. I believe that was the Philly Edwards entry. And there's Dave Bragg going down through the grass there. You see also the 62. Troutman down there. Right on board. You're riding on board here with Dave Bragg. Nowhere to go. Somebody from the outside lane. I believe that was the 73 Labatt's entry of Philly Edwards. Watch the 61 here of Dalton Williamson, that Ford Performance number 61, just tagged into that left rear quarter panel, spins the 61 around. A.J. Hamill just barely misses him. There's Doug Neal in the 77 Simbox entry. Fortunately, he's involved. A lot of drivers wrapped up and involved in the first caution flag of the evening coming out here tonight. Watch it again, live time. There's the 11, the Care Bear entry. Sean Single up the speedway into the 01 of Murdoch, and then the 6 of Chris Hammett. Nowhere to go. A.J. Hamill was pinned up against the outside wall. That's what brings out the first caution flag of the evening. Unfortunately for a lot of these drivers, are going to be behind the 8 ball right from the drop here of the season. It's not really where you want to be when you think about things. But the good thing about red light racing is, remember we talked about those first 10 races of the season. If you do happen to win one of those first 10 races of the season, well, you can punch your ticket. The thing is, though, you still have to complete 50% of the regular season to be qualified into the championship chase. So just because you win maybe here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway, if you don't compete in at least 50%, well, you're not technically qualified. We did have that situation pop up a couple seasons ago, but hopefully we don't see that here this season in season number 12. All drivers but one have returned back to the Speedway, and that's car number 73, Philly Edwards, has not returned to the racetrack. Still a lot of racing left here as we're only working lap number 5 out of the 90 scheduled here tonight. We'll see if Philly Edwards can return to the racetrack or if his night is done. So it does look like we will get a restart here as the official iRacing.com pace car lights are off. It'll be James Skelton, Michael Trevarthen, and Tim Combs in that Busch Beer number 17, along with Care Bear number 11, Sean Single. There'll be your first 4 cars that do fire back. And we got to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight in the early goings of this one. And yes, if you're a red light racing familiar and you're used to watching us here, you can tell already that, well, I'm a little under the weather here tonight in the booth, but we would not miss the season opener here with the Red Light Racing Scrambler Series for anything. And just like that, we're ready to go back racing. Safety car is down and in. It'll be Skelton and Trevarthen back to the line. Green flag's back up and a great start this time, though. Michael Trevarthen takes the outside lane because, well, that's where he had to start his car number 2 as James Skelton kept the bottom. But that outside lane looking very dominant here on these restarts. We saw the 86 of Skelton take the race lead on the initial start. Now we're going to see the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen take it right back from the outside lane. So Trevarthen looking to lead his first laps of the evening. He will do that. It'll be Michael Trevarthen, James Skelton, Tim Combs, Zach Mitchell. And look at who is sitting back there into the 5th spot. Driving car number 42, that is Max Terriot. He's one of those drivers that you always watch for at the end of these races to be towards the front of the field. And in the early goings, he's doing exactly that by being able to run right there inside the top 10, inside the top 5 now. After that restart, he's picked up 6 spots. He's not the biggest mover and shaker at this dance, though, so far here tonight. There you see him coming to the stripe, that white number 54, Global Tire and Service Center. There you see the 54, that is Rex Hoyle. He's been able to pick up 10 spots since we've gone green flag racing here tonight. Now coming back down to the inside of him, though, the Adventure in Pixels, number 01 of Richard Murdoch. The old Foundation trying to stay out of the basement here tonight. Got a little contact in his quarter panel to start tonight's race, though. Everybody battling it out right behind him. That's the Granny Heps Walkers and Canes, number 13 of Joshua Buckley, the driver out of Massachusetts. There you see him. The checker flag on display, riding proudly on the quarter panels of that entry. That Chevrolet a little sideways that time, a little loose out of turn number 2 as they work down the back straightaway. Was able to gather it up. Buckley up 10 spots also here, sitting back into the 13th position right now. He is 1 spot ahead of the last season's champion. There you see the 88. That is Sean Butler. He may hold the all-time win record, but he also holds the all-time most winningest championships with the series. He is currently sitting back into the 14th spot right now. James Skelton has been able to take back the race lead just last time out of turn number 4. So Skelton is the race leader currently with Michael Trevarthen and Tim Combs. And now it is going to be the 42 of Max Terriot as that DuPont Chevrolet of Zach Mitchell has moved back. Remember, end of last season, Zach Mitchell went from driving Chevrolets, then he picked up a Ford. And now it looks like he is back to running a Chevrolet. Just behind him, another Chevrolet in Brandon Minto. And, well, Brandon Minto had a very exciting offseason. Went to the Circuit of America's race for NASCAR. Saw him out there doing some Stone Cold Steve Austin chugs. I don't know. Follow him over on Twitter lately, and he's been a Twitter troll. He's here tonight. Minto is up into the 6th spot. Right behind him, the side-by-side battle. That's Sean Single. Don't know if there's much damage done to that number 11 Care Bears entry for Sean Single, the driver out of Massachusetts. There you see him out of Ayer. He was involved in that first wreck of the evening. Just behind him there, that 43 of Joe Strand on the Road Rage Accessories, number 43, along with the number 14 of Brian Bianchi. Well, we do realize one driver that's supposed to be here tonight out in TV land. We do got to give a big shout out to Ryan O'Donnell. He is out there watching. After his long drive from Atlanta, we see you're home safe, and we're glad to hear that. We do miss you here tonight, but I'm sure we'll see you in number 2 at Michigan. That's the battle, though, for the 3rd spot. There you see the 42 of Max Terriot. He works a little bit lower than the 2nd place car of Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen running, call that almost the middle lane there. Trying to maybe save a little bit of the tires while Max Terriot has that clean air down on the bottom side. Just behind him, though, that's 17 of Tim Combs in the Busch Beer entry. How about it? Look at your race leader, though. That is the 86 of James Skelton. He's high, wide, and handsome right now in that Flower Cat Animal Hospital Toyota, trying to run away from those 3 Fords that are behind him right now. Then you got another 4 or 5 Chevrolets lined up for a pair of Fords back there to round down the top 10. Billy Edwards has still yet to return. Oh, big wiggle that time. Michael Trevarthen. The BK Paints Rev Esports number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Gonna have that wiggle out of turn 4. He'll give up the 2nd spot. Not really much of an effort there to hold that spot from the 42 of Max Terriot. So right now, there you see car number 2 sitting back into P number 3. He'll drop 2 spots from where he qualified here tonight. Remember, he did set the fast time. Talking about running the fence line. I didn't think Kyle Larson was here tonight, but Richard Murdoch trying to run that way outside line down there in 3 and 4. Looked like he was able to carry actually a lot of momentum off turn number 4. Maybe see a couple of these drivers really start to search around tonight. See some more drivers back to the top side there. That is Rex Hoyle running the outside lane back there through 1 and 2. Nothing's changed inside the top 4. Still Skelton, Terriot, Trevarthen, and Combs. You'd have to go all the way back here to find one of the first side-by-side battles. And that's Sean Butler trying to break inside the top 15. Sits back there in 15th right now. He's actually trying to go for that 14th spot. That's the 33 of Eric Johnson, that Dirty Mo radio entry. Eric Johnson having a down season last year for his standards of racing here with the Scrambler Series. So far, he's been trying to methodically work his way through the field. He's running into the 14th spot as he works down the back straightaway to the inside of the 54 of Hoyle. Hoyle there, you see us some damage on that Colonial Tire and Service Center entry. Trevarthen continuing to shed positions as now Tim Combs has worked his way in car number 17 around. So put your race fast time driver here tonight back into P number 4, trying to see if he can hang on here. Still a lot of racing left to go. That's the battle, though, now down into turn number 3 for the race lead. Here comes that 42. He is starting to really pull onto the backside of car number 86, right on board with Max Terriot. Let's see where he lifts down into 1. Here I'm able to carry that throttle. Getting pretty close. Your front 2 have started to really pull away. They've opened up about, call it about a second gap just about from James Skelton back to the third and fourth place cars of Tim Combs and Michael Trevarthen. And how about Murdoch? I'm very impressed that he's able to run the outside lane as well as he has so far here tonight. And this time by to be 20 laps in for the season opener here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. And Murdoch, you know, the car, look at the standings. He's dropped 4 spots since we went green flag racing. But boy, that outside lane just looks so good. Battle for the race lead now. Here comes Max Terrell. He'll look down to the inside this time out of turn number 4. He'll draw even side-by-side drag race to the line. Who is going to lead it at the line? It'll still be James Skelton that time by, but Max Terrell is knocking on that back door. Look at them as they work down the back straightaway. You see how the front group has started to really spread themselves out. You'd have to really go back into the Hornet's nest for right around that 13th and 14th position, but the battle is still for the race lead off turn number 4. Not going to be able to do it this time. It will still be James Skelton. A little side draft there by Max Terrell, though, trying to see if he can work his way back into contention for that lead at the line, but he was not able to. James Skelton was just able to keep the momentum wound up on the outside lane. Good run that time, though, out of turn number 2. Here comes that 42. He'll draw a beat on the back bumper. Now he'll swing off to the left-hand side as they enter 3. Can that 42 take the race lead? Noses ahead, down in the center of 3 and 4. Is he going to slide up in front? A little bit of a slide job off the corner. It'll be new race leader here to lead lap number 22. Max Terrell now has inserted himself as the race leader here at Chicagoland. While we watch the battle for the race lead, it was the number 2, though, of Michael Trevarthen being able to get right back into P number 3. So he comes back to P number 3, and while we watch that battle, there was two drivers that came to pit road, Doug Neal and A.J. Hamill. Looks like A.J. Hamill, the rookie this season, has called it a night, as he will retire out of the first race of the season. Wells in that Alienware number 64 all over the back bumper of that DuPont Chevrolet. As you see Doug Neal in the picture frame there, bringing his sim box number 77 back out onto the racetrack. Race leader's really starting to stretch it out now. Caution is on the Speedway. It's on the Speedway as the lights come back on for the caution lights. Sean Single, it is Care Bear number 11. Having some major problems. You ever hear of that, right now what I'm picturing is the Austin Powers movie, where Austin Powers is in the golf cart stuck in the hallway. That's kind of what I pictured there with Sean Single. Looks like Sean Single, along with Ethan Troutman, may be involved here to bring out this caution flag for the second time here tonight. Take a look here. It looks like Single got a little loose, and that was the 4 of Souza right there. They were all really packed up together. Troutman down into the grass. He has heavy damage also as he rolled away from the accident. Yeah, looks like Single got loose, tried to check up to not wash up the Speedway. Unfortunately, the 4 of Souza right behind him. Our Checkered flag auto supply onboard camera. Yeah, the closing rate for the 4 just not able to slow down in time. They were all just grouped together. Watch this. You're going to see that right there. Single checks up because he's getting loose. Fortunately, nowhere for everybody else to go. You saw Troutman. He's involved. And Troutman jacked up, unfortunately, when the 11 bounced it off the wall. Nowhere for Ethan Troutman to go, so he's wrapped up. Drivers coming to pit road. The battle off of pit road will be the number 42 of Max Terrell. So it'll be Terrell, Skelton, Trevarthen, Combs, and Zach Mitchell, your top 5 here tonight as they work off pit road. After our second caution flag of the evening, we're going to take a quick step away. We'll be back here to Chicagoland for the season opener for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Scrambler Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Chicagoland Speedway as we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here after our second caution flag of the evening. Couple drivers that have now retired. Sean Single, AJ Hamill, and Philly Edwards are being scored off the racetrack after the second caution flag. Green flag coming back into the air. We're racing once again here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Race leader Max Terriot down on the bottom side, as he'll be the first driver all night long that's been able to restart on the bottom side and hold the race lead off turn number 2. Storm from the north trying to pull away from everybody right on board. Look at the Hornets' nest that are coming after him. One driver a little tight down on the bottom side. That's the number 24 of Zach Mitchell. First lap back, the green will go to the 42 of Max Terriot. So as he leads the way, and everybody else trying to chase him down, like this Road Rage Accessories number 43 of Joe Shrano. He's holding the bottom side. To his outside is the 14 of Ryan the Yankee. Murdoch back to the top side of the speedway. He's been up there all night long. Murdoch still back into the 7th spot. Picked up a couple spots on pit road and then one more. Tim Combs, though, trying to work his way back into the top 4 because he's got Zach Mitchell right there onto his inside. The Stars, Bars, and Flames, number 24 of Zach Mitchell. And it does look like Tim Combs is going to be able to crack open another Busch beer and work his way back into P number 4. Zach Mitchell now trying to hold off that number 64. That's the Alienware entry of Jason Wells. Wells is a long-time racer here with the Scrambler Series. One of those very well-seasoned veterans. Always seems to find himself into the playoffs one way or another, whether it's on points or picking up a win. He's averaged about 1.7 wins, and don't ask me how the 0.7 really works. Just that's how, when you break it down, that's how the numbers crunch. So Wells has been known to pick up a win or two a season. One driver that has been able to pick up a win in the last couple of seasons, there you see the number 5, the driver out of Norman, Oklahoma. They get upside number 5. We talk about an off-season for that driver of that get upside number 5. Take a look at what he had tweeted out the other day. He tweeted out this season, I'm going to Stone Cold Steve Austin beers when I win the championship. Red Light Racing Season 13 champion, get good. Well, race fans, so that's a lot of pressure now on that number 5 driver. He put it out there. He was at the Circuit of America's race for NASCAR, and that's when he tweeted this one out. We'll see if he's able to go ahead and complete what he has now tweeted out there. Keep a close eye on car number 5 this season. Right now, though, it is starting off very well as he's inside the top 10. He's running 8th currently as now he's trying to get around that 24, Zach Mitchell. Minto's still down to the bottom. He actually caught a little piece of the apron that was side skirts of that number 5. He'll shoot up the Speedway. He's going to lose the momentum off turn number 2. See if he can continue to hold inside now the top 10, because he's got the 43 of Joe Strano right there. Minto trying to go to the outside lane. Minto tried to go to the outside. Unfortunately, not much happening up there. Look at the hungry hippos behind him. That's the number 33 of Eric Johnson, DJ Anderson, Joshua Buckley right there just outside the top 10. They would like to get inside the top 10. That's the best battle right now inside the top 15 is what we're watching here between Minto, Strano, Johnson, Buckley. Brian Bianchi's also right there. Zach Mitchell, that is 7th. Right now, the 14th position all here currently battling as we go to complete lap number 36 here tonight in the season opener. Look at DJ Anderson. He's going to slice dice that Mountain Baja Blast entry. You got Sean Butler just behind him trying to figure out which way he's going to go, because Butler is going to follow the 51 of DJ Anderson wherever he goes. There you see the 43 of Strano trying to really take a draft off the 51 that's Toyota, but was not able to quite hold the nose down in 3. Now here comes the 88 of Sean Butler. He'll dive it right down to the bottom side of the Speedway. Butler will now have to work the bottom side. Side-by-side battle down the back straightaway. This will be for that 12th position. The Road Rage Accessories driver out of Wisconsin currently holds the spot. But for how long? Because Sean Butler, he's one of those drivers, he knows little tricks that he's learned over the many seasons of competition here on the iRacing.com platform. They'll look to take that position. Still out in front of them. They're still battling that Zach Mitchell entry along with Bianchi and Minto right there. Looks like the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe number 14 of Brian Bianchi's been able to pull away from these two Chevrolets. Trying to take that forward and run away and hide. Out front, though, he is hiding from everybody. That's the 42 of Max Terriel as we close in on the halfway point. That's the distance right there off the back end of car number 42, your race leader. He'll work out of turn number 4. He'll lead another one. This battle back here still not done. Here comes DJ Anderson. He'll look to the inside now. The Dirty Row Radio number 33, putting Eric Johnson to the outside groove here as they're coming down into 1. Let's see if that 51 can hold the bottom side here and come out smelling like a rose down the back straight away. Not quite able to do it. The momentum for the 33 of Johnson carries him right back around the outside. A couple drivers we haven't really touched on since the beginning of this race. There's that Ford Performance, number 61, Dalton Williamson. Williamson, of course, a champion on the Thursday Night Modified Series Tour for Red Light Racing. Came last season to run here, or actually 2 seasons ago now on Monday night. Hasn't found much success on the big track styles like we have here tonight, but he's been giving it a go. Got a couple short track drivers right around him. Chris Hammett, Rex Hoyle, and I believe that is the 941. That is Dan Murphy Jr. He's also competed on the Thursday Night Modified Tour. So these drivers currently battling back here for 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, respectively, on the grid. Zach Mitchell still trying to work his way back up through, but as these two drivers run side by side, that's Minto and Mitchell. That's pulling back in the 51 of DJ Anderson and the 33 of Eric Johnson. So they are now nipping on the heels of that DuPont National Guard. Look how far DJ Anderson's able to really drive it in on the bottom side. Right up to the back bumper of the 24. You can see Zach Mitchell's actually been into the outside wall a time or two. The right side of that DuPont Chevrolet. Remember, he was actually involved in the first wreck of the evening, too. Got a little scrapes, little battle wounds. Everybody single files it out for the time being inside the top 10. Souza trying to rebound. Remember, he was involved in the last wreck here tonight. The second caution flag of the evening was brought out. The front nose of car number 4. Last couple of seasons, this number 4, though, has really shown progress. The program really turning around from the way it was a couple seasons ago, competing for wins and championships now. 2 seasons ago, Souza came down to the final restart to win a championship. Of course, losing that battle out just by a little to the 86 of James Skelton. Skelton was able to outduel him. Right now, Souza is back into P number 16 as he's trying to get around the number 3 of Tony Strano. Strano working the bottom side of the speedway. That Victory Junction gang number 3. Of course, that is one of the Stranos. There's 2 Stranos in the field here tonight. There's Joe Strano and Tony Strano. It's usually Tony's fault. That's what Joe tells me. But then Tony tells me Mom loves him more. So I don't know which side to take on that one there. You see Bob Higgins, though. He'll roll the outside down in 1 and 2. He'll get a great run. Going to run Tony Strand. Also put Bob Higgins in the checkered flag auto supply number 30. That Ford is now running 17th. He's moved up 13 spots since the drop of the green flag. Only one driver that has more spots gained since the drop of the green flag, and that is the driver of car number 33 of Eric Johnson, and he's got a slew of cars in front of him that he would like to pick off. There's that 24 of Mitchell. There's the 51 of DJ Anderson. Officially halfway home here tonight. Max Tarrant was your halfway home race leader. One driver peeling off to come to pit road. That's that number 5. Brandon Minto will be the first car to come to pit road under green flag circumstances this season. So Minto coming down. Will he drag any of his competitors to pit road here on lap number 48? He'll come down into his pit stall. Let's see, real nice, real easy. Just wants to get the first pit stop underway here. So he'll come to pit road. Will Max Terrialt now start to bring his number 42 to pit road? He will not. He'll stay out. Looks like Doug Neal has brought his Simbox number 77 also to pit road. There you see the driver out of Georgia coming to pit road. More drivers now electing to come to pit road. There's Chris Hammett, the Winn-Dixie Ford here tonight. Youngster out of Virginia. Still nothing showing for your race leader as they work upon the number 62. That is Troutman. Troutman is currently beaten up and banged up. He will go to the outside, give your race leaders the bottom groove. He was involved in that wreck. He went through the grass, so there's a lot of damage to that body armor, number 62. 40 laps to go. Next time we come back around the stripe here, it looks like Richard Murdoch has brought his number 01 to pit road, so he'll take his service now. Will it be the 42 and 86 coming this time by? The 86 has been turning some faster lap times than that 42. Both drivers will stay out. Look who's sitting into that third spot now. He's worked his way up. That's Jason Wells, but now drivers coming to pit road. A lot of drivers coming. There's the 17. There's the number 2. Looks like Zach Mitchell's coming. Souza is also coming. He was hard onto the binders. Here come both checkered flag auto supply entries, the Chevrolet and the Ford. So that's Rob Higgins coming down with his Chevrolet and Bob Higgins in his Ford. All drivers going to hit their pit stalls. Race leaders will stay out here. They will carry on. They're taking another lap at least. I guess they haven't hit their pit window here tonight. Pit window is right around 25 to 30 laps. We'll see if anybody is actually able to stretch it all the way to lap 30. I don't know. Joe Strano now coming down. Tony Strano, Dalton Williamson, Dan Murphy Jr. They are all down a course here on pit road now on lap number 52. Jason Wells ran the fastest lap time of your race leaders, and now every single one of them coming to pit road. Oh, the 64 almost missing pit road. Wells was a late decision to come to pit road. They will come to pit road, and some drivers staying out here like the 51 DJ Anderson and Sean Butler. They will stay out along with Eric Johnson, Joshua Buckley, and Brandon Feeney. Everybody else has been to pit road here. I think still waiting on Dave Bragg to come to pit road also. So a handful of drivers have yet to exactly hit pit road under the green flag racing. Everybody else pretty much making their stops. It looks like here comes the 51, the 33. Sideways, that is Eric Johnson. He was sideways almost into the back of the 88 of Sean Butler, but he's able to low it down, and he gets to pit road with those two drivers. So those three will pit together here on lap number 54, leaving just two drivers out there. Joshua Buckley and the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes entry, and Brandon Feeney, that Liquid Molly K1 Graphics entry, is still out there. There you see Tim Combs in car number 17. He's got fresher tires. He will go right around those drivers. So Buckley is credited with that lap led. Does he come to pit road now? It does look like Granny Hips and the Beefy Motorsports entry will pit this time by. So that should turn things back over. So it looks like it should be Max Terriol, and then the battle for which should be second position currently. That'll be between Murdoch and Michael Trevarthen. So Max does take back the race lead. As you see the timing and scoring start to update itself, it's going to rearrange Feeney and Buckley to where they will be running when they exit pit road. So it is now officially Max Terriol going back to the top spot with Richard Murdoch sitting about a second and a half back after green flag pit stops. So it's Terriol, Murdoch, and oh boy, three wide here. They're going to stick that 62. That's the 62 of Ethan Troutman trying to find a lane, and your second place and third place driver just literally split him. One to the outside, one to the inside, and they made it all work. So it's Trevarthen holding second, Murdoch sitting there in third, James Skelton right there. He is creeping into the picture. He is sitting in fourth, and Brandon Minto currently holding the what will be the fifth spot from Tim Combs. They are on two different strategies, though. It does look like the 5 of Minto came down 3 laps sooner than Tim Combs. So Combs has a little bit fresher tires. He'll take that Busch Beer entry right around that get-up side number 5. It'll be Tim Combs taking back the 5th spot over Brandon Minto. James Skelton also picking off Richard Murdoch here. Let's see Murdoch in the Adventure in Pixel 01 entry. He went to the outside. He'll go back down to the bottom side. And now Murdoch will get credited with the 4th spot as James Skelton is sitting 3rd. One driver having some issues back there. I believe that was the Labatt entry of Billy Edwards. He has taken his car behind the wall now. Wells battling to come inside the top 6. He puts Brandon Minto to the outside. Remember, these drivers on different strategies. Here's a battle. Two good old boys. One from Australia, one from Massachusetts. Here in the States, that's Kevin O'Brien in the 184 entry, that Ford Motor Company throwback looking 184. Kevin O'Brien just working his way around Bob Higgins. In the offseason, I actually had the pleasure of sitting down with Bob Higgins for a couple of hours, talking old school NASCAR. Talked about everything from the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, and talked about the diecast and what he has in his houses. He has diecast upon diecast. If you name a driver and a sponsor, he has that car sitting in his diecast collection. So talk about an encyclopedia of NASCAR and paint schemes, and that would be Bob Higgins. So I guess if you're ever in the area of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply up there in Ayer, Massachusetts, make sure to stop by and talk to Bob, not only about the parts that they have in stock at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, but also to talk about NASCAR and the die cast he has, I'm sure he'll give you a tour. And right now, Bob Higgins back into P number 23. As that Alienware entry trying to take the top 5 now. So Wales trying to get around that Busch Beer number 17 of Tim Combs, who actually I've competed. In the last 7 Sundays, I've competed with Tim Combs racing some dirt modifieds, 358 modifieds here on the iRacing.com platform. We step out from behind the microphone and slap on the old wheel and go out there and wheel and deal with Tim Combs. Of course, I can tell you, race fans, nothing has changed from Monday to Sunday. He's still a better golfer than he is a racer. And don't worry, those are actually his words too. They're not my words, they're his words. I just quoted what he said. It's all good fun though. Tim Combs is sitting there into the 6th spot. A little bit farther back, I just saw Brian Bianchi to the outside of the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe, number 14. See him to the outside. That's Eric Johnson in that Dirty Mo Radio Chevrolet. Eric Johnson has ran that Dirty Mo Radio sponsorship on his 33 for the last 5 seasons here, so I can at least see, or at least attest to the last 5 seasons here with Red Light Racing that he's ran those colors. That gray, dark charcoal color in those blue numbers with the sponsor matching. Just a good-looking, simple hot rod. Doesn't quite have the flames like that 24 of Zach Mitchell has. Also a good-looking hot rod. Everybody brings their best paint schemes to the season opener every season that we show up. Except for Murdoch. You see that 01 and that 64 of Jason Wells? Those 2 cars have never changed their paint schemes for as long as I can remember. Those 2 cars have looked identical. It always helps us out here in the booth when we're trying to call a race. We can always tell who's that green car and who's the orange black with the flames. You always find them in the crowd. Sean Butler cracking the top 10 for the first time here tonight. He's sitting currently into the 9th spot. He's been following DJ Anderson. 2 team cars working together to try and work themselves through the field. They got a little bit of a gap, though. They got about, I'll call it about a second and a half before they can catch Brandon Minto, who's running up into the 7th spot. And my calculations are right. We cannot make it the rest of the way on fuel, so we will have to have at least one more green flag pit cycle. Or if the caution were to come out, with 25 laps to go, you would see everybody start to hit pit road. And I talk about hitting pit road one final time. And here comes the number 4. This is Jeffrey Souza. He's always one of those drivers that like to work off sequence. He'll come to pit road here. So the number 4 of Souza coming to pit road. He'll be the first one down to his pit stall. About 3 seconds up is the 42 of Max Terrell. He's trying to get business done here in the season opener. 24 laps to go. Most laps led here tonight will get clinched in 2 laps by the 42 of Max Terrell. Nobody else will be able to lead as many laps as he has here tonight. So looking to clinch that and put his name on that spot here in the stages. He'll bypass pit road. Brandon Minto also bringing the Get Up Chevrolet entry down. And who is this? Here comes the 86 out of 3rd position. Here comes James Skelton. He'll come to pit road. He'll bring the Flowertown Animal Hospital Super down to pit road. It'll be 4 tires and fuel, as that's what they have here sitting on the wall. 4 tires and fuel for the driver out of South Carolina. The other South Carolina driver in the field here tonight, Richard Murdoch, sitting 4th after picked up a spot from Skelton. Doesn't look like he will come to pit road, so he stays out. Souza battling Minto here. This is a battle for position. Remember, these 2 drivers have gone ahead and pitted here with just about 24, 25 laps to go. Both drivers came to pit road. So it's a battle for the 21st position right now. And the first car that's come to pit road. Skelton will re-enter the racetrack, and he actually is going to hold serve ahead of those drivers. They were not able to leapfrog him on pit lane. So Skelton trying to work through some traffic right now. He does have those fresher tires. He wants to use them while they're still fresh. That's the 51 of DJ Anderson, and Anderson is actually running into the 6th spot. So right now, that 86 is being scored 1 lap down. The first driver 1 lap down into the 20th spot, and more drivers coming to pit road. Here comes the number 2, Michael Trevarthen, Richard Murdoch, Sean Butler also, all coming to pit road. So pit road is now becoming busy with just 20 laps remaining here in the season opener. Win and you're in, so this is a crucial pit stop for all these drivers. Don't want to be caught speeding, don't want to miss pit road at this point, because it's just not that many laps remaining here tonight to rebound if you had something go wrong. Comes the 17, 10 Combs will peel off, so it'll be Terry Wells and DJ Anderson, along with Eric Johnson and Brian Bianchi, your top 5 as we're in the midst of green flag pit cycles, which should be the final stop of the evening. Max Terriel out front. He has clinched officially the most laps led here tonight. He'll bypass pit road once again. He'll put the 941 of Dan Murphy Jr. another lap down as he was coming to pit road. Notice all the drivers on the left-hand side of the screen. There's Mike Lemieux. He's one of those Rookie of the Year contenders. The driver out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, making his first ever start here. The Apex Graphics number 912 entry. It's the 40 if you're watching on the screen, but it actually on the scoring tower here tonight is being scored as the 912 entry. Race leader to pit road though. Max Terriel bringing his number 42 to pit road for the final time tonight. 18 laps to go. He'll bring down the black MK Medic Ford Mustang. DJ Anderson does not come to pit road though. He stays out here along with Eric Johnson. They stay out. First car 1 lap down currently to the race leader. That's the BK Paints number 2. Michael Trevarthen. There's Jason Wells. Wells coming out of pit road trying to really hang on to it. You gotta watch that cone though. There is a violation. If you don't quite stay underneath that blue line, it's called the blend line here on iRacing. You have to follow the apron until you come onto the back straightaway, and that's when you can officially come up onto the racing surface. Race leaders with 16 laps to go. There goes the number 2 of Trevarthen. He'll go back around. He'll be on the lead lap now. So it's still DJ Anderson and Eric Johnson running 1 and 2. Then it's Brandon Feeney back here. He is running into P number 3 currently, but he has yet to make his pit stop. Looks like 4 drivers, so it's Anderson, Johnson, Feeney, Lemieux, who have yet to come to pit road. And I say that, and Eric Johnson has pulled off. He is coming to pit road with just 15 laps to go. So it'll be the final time he comes to pit road, and I'm looking at it, and I don't see any pit road penalties. Well, somebody better knock on wood. I don't want to give the jinx here with the final 4 drivers that have to come down pit road. I don't want to be that guy on the season opener. So Anderson now this time keeps it wound up. Anderson, Feeney, Lemieux. James Skelton has leapfrogged the number 42 of Max Terriel here. But when you look at it, 6 laps is the difference on the tires. That 42 has the fresher tires out of the front drivers. And he shows it that time off turn 4. There goes the 42 of Max Terriel right to the bottom side. He'll drive past the 86 before turn 1. So now it is going to be the 42 leading those 2 drivers. See the big gap back to Michael Trevarthen back there. Well, Max Terriel now will take that spot away with just 13 laps to go. Still waiting for the top 2 to come to pit road. They're playing the different strategy. That's DJ Anderson and Brandon Feeney. Everybody else has made their final pit stops tonight. Only, it looks like, with Tim Combs going around the race leader, that will now officially put 10 cars on the lead lap here. 10 cars, 12 laps to go. Chicagoland is the spot for the season opener. Win and you're in. So that's what everybody's going for here tonight. Mike Lemieux is on pit road, that rookie candidate. Now here comes DJ Anderson. He'll finally peel off the banking. Coming to pit road with the Mountain Dew Baja Blast entry. There's Lemieux. He'll hit his pit box, and now Anderson slowly comes down. Well, Brandon Feeney come to pit road also. He will be the final driver that has to come to pit road. He will not. Feeney will lead with just 11 laps to go. Now Brandon Feeney is being scored as our race leader. There you see the Winn-Dixie Ford taking a lap back. That's Chris Hammett. So that really starts to shake up. Now there's 17 cars on the lead lap as your race leader came to pit road. It'll be double high five this time by for Brandon Feeney if he stays out, or was he just getting a lap led? Last time he played the long run strategy, Joshua Buckley was the driver that did lead the lap. So now Feeney does lead the lap. He will come to pit road. That will turn things over. So that car right there, the 42, gets the double high five first. It'll be 10 laps to go here tonight in the season opener for Red Light Racing. It's the Scrambler Series presented by Checkered Flag Auto Supply. So that's the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, 10 laps to go. Just about a 2-second race lead for the driver of car number 42. You'd have to go back here 2 seconds to find the second place driver. That is James Skelton, and he does not have any pressure because there is your third place runner. That is Michael Trevarthen. And Trevarthen, well, knock knock, you got the alien behind you. That's Jason Wells sitting back there into P number 3. Or Wells is back there in 4th. They're battling for P number 3, actually. Richard Murdoch just off the back end of this group by about 4 seconds. He is sitting in the 5th spot. Tim Combs, Sean Butler, Brandon Minto, Eric Johnson, and Joe Strano. That's the top 10 with just 8 laps remaining here tonight. Best battle inside your top 5. Currently you are watching it. The closest drivers together, Jason Wells and Michael Trevarthen. Right now, out front, it's a Ford, it's a Toyota, a Ford, then 2 Chevrolets rounding your top 5 out. Good run, though, for the Chevrolet of Jason Wells here. Wells will pick up P number 3 from the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen didn't put up too much of an effort there. He knew the tire difference. Sean Butler up 18 spots, running inside the top 10. Last season's champion that walked away at Martinsville as your champion in season number 12. Not a good qualifying effort for the driver out of Ohio, but having himself a good run here. I was passed along the note that said all drivers were A-OK on pit road, so nobody had a pit road penalty on the final pit stop of the evening. That is good to hear. We didn't jinx anybody. There you see Tim Combs battling with Murdoch. Both drivers on pretty much the same strategy. They came down pit road on 70 and 71, so Murdoch has 1 lap older tires on his Chevrolet. At the flag stand, 5 to go this time, as there's a high 5 from the flagman to the 42 of Max Terrell. Just 5 laps to go. 61 of Dalton Williamson out in front of your race leader. These are 2 champions here. The 42 of Max Terrell and Dalton Williamson both having championships on the Thursday Night Modified Series. Williamson just not having good luck here tonight. He's the first car that's, the last car that's on the lead lap as of right now. With 5 to go, Joshua Buckley is trying to hold that 11th position. He's got 51 of DJ Anderson. Anderson's going to slice right down to the bottom and say, man, my Taco Bell's getting cold. So Anderson's going to pick up 2 for 1 down there in turns number 3. Buckley trying to bring the old granny hips machine right with. 4 to go, though. It's now or never for these drivers. Sean Butler has caught the back end there of Eric Johnson. Actually, reverse that. Eric Johnson just got around Sean Butler. 31, the Jiffy Lube entry. That is Dave Bragg out in front there. He is a lap down currently. The driver out of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. So from one Canadian to another, he'll see the popsicle sticks when he comes back around here. That'll be car number 42. Max Terrell. This time we'll see the old popsicle sticks go up in the air. 2 more times around the season opener here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. No pressure. 5.3 second gap from Max Terrell all the way back to the 86th of James Skelton. Skelton's got about almost a 2-second gap back to Jason Wells. So your top 3, as long as they don't have any issues here, somebody knock on some wood, will be able to go ahead and finish in the top 3. White flag coming out this time, as it'll be just 1 lap to go, presented by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Final trip around the speedway for the 42 of Max Terrell. Max has been able to lead the most laps here tonight in dominating fashion in the season opener. Final trip down the back straightaway. Final time into turn number 3. A little bit of a connection issue. Gave me a little bit of a heart attack there. Final time out of turn number 4. He'll come across the stripe here. It'll be the 42 of Max Terrell punching his ticket by winning the season opener. Max Terrell wins tonight here at the Chicagoland Speedway. James Skelton finishes 2nd. Then it'll be Jason Wells coming across 3rd. 4th will go to Michael Trevarthen. 5th to Tim Combs. Richard Murdoch going to hold off the advances of that 33 of Eric Johnson. Johnson will finish 7th. 8th will go to Sean Butler. 9th to DJ Anderson. And Brandon Minto will finish into the 10th position. That's how they come across the line here tonight. There's your race winner. Everything here tonight, of course, unofficial at the end of this one. So the 42 will get to burn it down as he'll come up the front straightaway of banking here tonight at Chicagoland. Always giving the fans a good show. That's what Max always does. So he'll be tonight's winner. He'll shut it off. He'll just celebrate that way here tonight. Mic drop by the 42. We'll take a quick break here. We'll be right back to Chicagoland Speedway with your post-race show.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to the Chicagoland Speedway race fans. The season opener tonight for the Red Light Racing Scrambler Series presented by Checkered Flag Auto Supply. We have completed all the laps here tonight, which means we have a winner down in victory lane. Let's head down there right now and talk to the driver who's going to pick up the big win here tonight. He'll pick up a win and lock himself in. What do you say, Max Terrell? Back to victory lane to start season number 13 here. How does it feel to know just off the jump you're in to compete for a championship?
Yeah, it's the way this format works, so we'll take it, and then for the next 9 races, we'll try to compete as best as we can. But as far as tonight goes, Chicagoland has never been my best track, but I guess this setup and this weather, we usually run in the daytime, so nighttime probably suited my driving style better, and in the long run, that's where I found the most speed. So I'm pretty satisfied, and a shout out to all the guys for a season opener with only one caution. Hopefully it's the beginning of a good season for clean racing.
You talk about one caution here tonight. I believe it was actually 2. I could have my hashtags, my little slashes wrong here. But I mean, talk about this race, and you talked about it not being under the lights. How important is it to save tires here at this track under the lights?
Yeah, it is. It is a little bit less of a degrading situation at nighttime, but especially on corner exit of 2 for me, that's where I needed to save the most. And that next to last stint, I overdrove a little bit, had to back off a few times, and James closed the gap. But the last run, I took it easier and tried to manage the balance between right front and right rear. That's where you gain the most time on the long run. But it definitely is a tight track with a tight setup that we experienced tonight.
Well, you were able to battle that and pick up the big W here, Max. Who do you got to thank back home as the red carpet rolls out? The microphone is yours here, champ.
Yeah, as usual, my girlfriend, my friend Max, and my dad. Congrats to James and Jason for the top 3, and a shout out to Tim Combs with a top 5 position. If you get a word with him, I'm sure he has some good words about his competitive race. So shout out to him and everyone else for a clean race.
There you hear it from the driver out of Canada. He'll win and lock in here tonight. Max Terrell, your winner at the Chicagoland Speedway. Sitting back into the second spot, he had a good run here tonight. James Skelton, I mean, you had a fast car, just not enough laps.
Yeah, it was a good race. It's good to get off to a good start. I guess it's maybe a little disappointing after the practice race and doing some practice. I thought the preferred line would actually be through 1 and 2 a little bit higher through practice. In the practice race, I was neutral all the way through there. I was never tight. So I thought that would be the way to go, and then I learned very quickly when Max caught me that wasn't the line, and I had to relearn all 1 and 2, and I started catching him on that second stint, and I was like, I might have something for him, and then we pitted, and he got 3 seconds in front of me, so my pit stop was just awful. So that was my race.
You talk about pit stops. It's been a couple weeks since we've, had to really do live pit stops, and how did it feel for the first time coming to pit road?
Well, I thought I got on pit road, and I got off pit road pretty good there, Roger. But when Max put 3 seconds on me, I did something wrong.
Well, it's definitely better than what I would have done because I would have been in the grass. You did a great job here tonight, though, James, as you start the season off with a good points night. You're come out sitting second in the points championship after tonight's standings are all tallied up. How do you feel about that?
No, yeah, it's a great start, Roger. I'm definitely looking forward to next week and the weeks coming. I think we got a really, really good group this week, so definitely looking forward to it.
Well, before we let you go, there's some sponsors on the side of this number 86.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to my wife's work, Flowertown Animal Hospital. I had them on the car. I love representing them. I think my brother-in-law and maybe my nephew, they might have checked the race out tonight. I don't know. It might have been a little bit too late for him. Anybody else that watched it, thank you. And Roger, thanks for the broadcast. Like always, I'll check it out tonight. Jason, awesome finish. You would have had me within about 5 more laps because I pitted too early, and all the other drivers and admins and sponsors.
There you hear it from James Skelton here tonight. He'll finish in P number 2. A good points night for him in a really fast Toyota. And sitting back in third in the first Chevrolet here tonight. How about it, Mr. Alien? A good run, and it looked like it was getting better as the night went.
Oh yeah, I will definitely take this. This is kind of a surprise. I'm still trying to get these tires, trying to figure these out. I'm way old enough to know where before they had the tire models where you can just run every lap as hard as you can and they wouldn't give. But I got to thank Max, because at the beginning of the race at Nashville a long time ago, I almost ran him over because he was saving tires and he ended up winning that race, I think. So he almost ran me over a couple times at the start of this race, but he gave me enough room, and he's figured these tires out better than me, so I still got a lot to learn.
Tires are always the name of the game. That's what everybody always says here. But, tonight was about tires, maybe. What do you think next week when we head to Michigan? Kind of a sister track, but a lot wider.
I'm kind of hit and miss with Michigan. It's really a one-line track, and if you could get the cars to slide around, I don't even know what we're driving. So next week, I'm definitely going to have to, figure out what we're driving and put in some time.
Well, I hope you have your truck still painted green, because that's what we're going to need next week.
Oh, not the truck.
Oh, the big old box truck is definitely coming back next week at Michigan. So before we let you go dust that truck off down there in the garage, who do you got to thank for another great run here on Monday night?
Just Max for a good win and James for top 3. All the admins put on a great league here, and it's a good, clean race tonight. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to see everybody back next week.
There you hear it from your third place finisher here tonight. Jason Wells driving that Chevrolet will come home P number 3 after picking up 6 spots. He was not the biggest mover and shaker tonight at the dance. That biggest mover and shaker, of course, does go to the that's the 33 of Eric Johnson. Johnson was able to get around Butler at the end of this race, and that flip-flopped that. So Eric Johnson, driving car number 33, is the biggest mover and shaker at the dance. But it was all about Max Terriol picking up the win and locking himself in, with James Skelton coming across the line in second and Jason Wells in third. Michael Trevarthen to sit there into the 4th spot, and Tim Combs, the golfer, will round down your top 5. Of course, those are all unofficial results here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway, but man, what a great way to start the season off here with Red Light Racing, the Scrambler Series. Man, it was a good one. I can't wait to see what we do next week when we do head to the Irish Hills of Michigan at the Michigan International Speedway. For everybody, though, with Red Light Racing, everybody over with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, we hope you enjoyed tonight's show. My name is Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we will catch all you race fans next week. Until then, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we will see you in Turn 3.